and welcome to my sewing channel. I recently found these shorts online and loved the design, but like everything nowadays, they were quite expensive. I thought it would be fun to recreate their unique overlapping sides and make a few pairs for my kids. Since my serger is currently being repaired, I'll be making this project extra beginner friendly by not using a serger at all. Instead, I'll use a zigzag stitch for all the raw edges. With a simple pattern, easy instructions, and minimal fabric requirements, these shorts are the perfect beginner project. It's not so easy that it will be boring, but you'll still learn a lot and end up with an amazing result. I've prepared a sewing pattern with a step-by-step photo tutorial to complement this video sew along that you can access through the link in the description. Let the sewing begin. First, start by cutting all the pieces. You will need front 2 mirror pieces, back 2 mirror pieces, front ruffle, cut 2 unfold, back ruffle, cut 2 unfold, and waistband, cut 1 unfold. Place front and back pieces right sides together and sew the short straight edges. Finish and press the seam towards the back piece. As I mentioned earlier, I will be using a zigzag stitch to finish the raw edges. A pro tip is to position the fabric so that the right side of the zigzag stitch falls just off the edge of the fabric, while the left side lands on the fabric itself. Repeat all the steps to create a mirrored pair. Now let's make the ruffles. You can keep it simple like I did here, or choose a contrasting color for the ruffles. Place the front and back ruffle pieces right sides together, sew the short edge, and finish the seam. Always press all your seams, even small ones like this, after sewing. It reduces bulk and helps the fabric take on the intended shape. Now we will neatly finish the raw edge of the ruffle. To do this, sew a double folded hem along the bottom. Start by folding over the hem 1/4 inch, then fold it over again another 1/4 inch. Sew down the folded edge as you go. To create a beautiful gathered ruffle, we will sew a gathering stitch along the remaining raw edge of our ruffle piece. First, set your stitch length to the maximum. Mine is 5 millimeters. Second, optionally you may adjust the upper thread tension to the maximum. Next, sew a row of stitches 1/4 inch below the raw edge of the ruffle. Leave long tails of thread on each end and do not backstitch. Hold the bobbin threads from both rows with one hand. With the other hand, gently push the fabric along the threads to create gathers. Gather the ruffle to match the length of the outer edge of the shorts piece. With right sides together, align the raw edge of the ruffle with the outer edge of the shorts. Ensure that the seams on the shorts piece align with the seam on the ruffle. Distribute the ruffles evenly and pin them in place. Sew and finish the seam. Now, this will come in handy later. Press the ruffle away from the curved edge and finish the raw edge of both the shorts and the ruffle. Repeat all steps to the other side. Place the two short pieces right sides together and sew along the curved U-shaped edge. Keep ruffle out of the way while sewing. Finish the seam. Now unfold the piece and line it up so that it folds in half along the U-shaped seam. Pin the front and back parts along the curved edge of each leg of the shorts, right sides together. Sew and finish the seam. Turn to the right side and press the ruffle downward. To keep the ruffle facing the right way, top stitch along its length, stitching the seam allowance to the shorts. Start from the top, go down around the leg, and then repeat for the other leg. As always, don't forget to give your garment a good press. Now onto the waistband. Fold the bottom long edge 3/8 inch wrong sides together and press with an iron to create a crease. Unfold the memory fold. Now fold the waistband in half right sides together and sew the short edge. Press the seam open. With right sides together, pin the top edge of the waistband, the edge without the memory fold, to the top edge of the shorts. Align the seam on the waistband with the center back seam. Sew around the top. Next, fold the waistband to the wrong side so that the bottom folded edge just covers the seam from the previous step. Pin in place. Stitch in the ditch of the previous seam. To do so, place the project right side up and sew directly into the seam line from previous step. This hides the new stitches within the existing seam, the ditch. Leave 2-inch opening for elastic. Cut a piece of 3/4 inch wide elastic. Attach a safety pin to each end of the elastic. Attach one of the safety pins right outside the opening in the casing. Use the other to guide the elastic through the casing. Detach the safety pins and overlap the pieces of elastic. Sew with zigzag or stretch stitch. Finish the unsewn part of the waistband, and here is the final result. You are amazing, and I'm grateful for your support of my small business. Every month, I give away one of my patterns for free on my website. Click on the link in the description to download this month's free pattern. This way, you can try my patterns before making any purchases. If you're an adventurous sewist and would like to be the first to try my new patterns free of charge, follow me on Instagram @MadeEasily for pattern tester calls. As always, it was a pleasure sewing with you. See you next time.